Hello, ladies and gents. Today we are completing our second Type 3. And for this Type 3, just like the last one, keep in mind a Type 3 is a single draft self-check with changes or corrections made to each of the listed areas for 3 specific focus correction areas that we refer to as FCAs. Each FCA is worth 10 points. For our first FCA for this Type 3, I want you to look at content learning target number 1 to use narrative techniques such as dialogue and pacing to develop experiences, events, and characters. Make sure I definitely want to see dialogue. Pacing is an extra one, but if you want to think about how the speed or the slowness or the fastness of your piece, you can do that as well. But definitely I need to see dialogue within that section. You're going to copy and paste a section from your writing journal. Maybe it's a section that doesn't have any dialogue in it at this present time, so it's super weak with that technique. Or maybe it's already strong and has dialogue and you're making sure that you have it properly paragraphed and maybe changing the word choice in it and also checking the punctuation on that dialogue as well. But either way, make sure you boldface the information that you already have. And then make sure that you revise the paragraph to add a little bit more to those narrative techniques. Maybe the revision is the way you have to fix the paragraphing for your dialogue in that paragraph. If that's the case, you would underline and boldface that particular item because you already have the dialogue, but then you underline it because you changed it to make it in different paragraphs when it changed speakers. So make sure that you both would have something like that, underline and boldface. I need to see both what you already had as well as a new change to the area of narrative techniques for FCA number 1. For FCA number 2, organization learning target number 2, we're looking at how you're transitioning the passage of time. Make sure that you are transitioning the passage of time within your piece properly by having those signal shifts from one time frame to another. Find a section of your piece to copy and paste into this answer choice that may be weak or strong with your time transitioning. Boldface the transitions you already have, but remember, make sure you revise by underlining. Maybe you change out one transition to a better choice for your transitioning of time, whatever you need to do there, but I want to see some boldface, but also some underline as well within your piece. And then FCA number 3 is conventions number 1, using a comma to separate coordinate adjectives. Keep in mind that this is not just an adjective rule, it's also a comma rule. So make sure they are coordinate adjectives that you're using in front of your nouns. Copy and paste a section of your writing journal that either already has a coordinate adjective or maybe it's weak and you need to add more, or maybe you haven't even started adding coordinate adjectives to your piece at all. And then make sure that you are bold-facing, which you already have, and then add some, make some revisions to make sure that your coordinate adjectives are right. Make sure that the comma is properly between the two adjectives so that way you know that they are in fact coordinate, because if the comma is not necessary, you will not get credit for this FCA number 3, conventions number 1, which is to separate with a comma coordinate adjectives used in your piece. Remember, for all 3 FCAs, sometimes you'll ask me questions through the chat about what they mean. That's not a question to me. That's going back and rewatching a video. Figure out where that lesson was by using the gray book that dates and has a description of all writing mini lesson videos under that category, writing mini lesson. So look for that video date, go back, watch sections of it. You can move that around to find the spot you need to figure it out, and then make sure you get each FCA done and edited and revised. Remember, as always, you need to make sure you always capitalize the first word in your sentence, use marks, avoid abbreviations and text language, and spell simple words correctly for each of the 3 FCAs. And so make sure that, again, you may want to, after you submit or before you submit, copy and paste that revised paragraph into your journal, because you'll probably like that one better. Or obviously you may want to just delete the previous one you have, or make your revisions into it already so that you have it done. So make sure you work on, it's due at the end of class, this type 3 worth 30 points.